The geniuses at the Department of Main Roads here in Thailand have decided to widen this highway. We were told that this sidewalk is going to be pushed back 10 meters. Believe it or not, they're raising fighting chickens, fighting roosters. Check this out. The land next door is for sale. Well, actually it's always been for sale, but you know, at the right price. So I don't know where they got that number from, but alright YouTube, welcome back. This is part 2 of buying land as a foreigner in Thailand. Now if you haven't seen part 1, make sure you check that out. I'll link the video up in the screen or in the description below. Part 1 goes into more detail of the 3 ways that foreigners can acquire land or a house on land in Thailand. So watching part 1 first will make part 2 make more sense, if that makes sense. Okay, so here we are, Pattaya, Thailand. We're still here. We've been living here for about 2 years. You know, family of 3, same house, still renting the same house. Nice little house. And about a year ago, we bought some land for my daughter, some vacant land. So the vacant land is not in Pattaya, it's in northeast Thailand. So the province is called Nong, and it's about a 10-hour drive from here. So this video is basically just an update on where we are at with the land 12 months later. Okay, so if you're a foreigner wanting to get into some land in Thailand, then this video will give you an idea of what you can expect later down the track after you made the purchase. So the good, the bad, the not so bad. So Nong Bualampu, Isan, northeast Thailand, that is where this story continues. Join me. Alright, so here we are again, Nong Bualampu, and specifically the village of Pandon. So it's been 12 months. Oh, I think it's been 13 months since we bought the land in this village. It's been somewhat uneventful, but I just want to cover off 3 things that we've come to learn or come to experience over the last 12 months. So, number 1, the Department of Main Roads have decided to widen this highway. So that's number 1. Number 2, just going to cover off a new land tax act that's been introduced. And number 3, the land next door is for sale, and I'll go into that later on in the video. Right, so number 1. The geniuses at the Department of Main Roads here in Thailand have decided to widen this highway. So this is Highway 228. It's the main artery that cuts through this province. At the moment, as you can see, it's about, what is it, one and a half lanes going each way. What they're doing is, or what they plan to do is widen it so it's 2.5, something like that. So we were told that this sidewalk is going to be pushed back 10 meters. Now, I've gone up and down this highway a couple times this week, and they're more than 50% done, right? So at the moment, from what I've seen, it's only sort of been moved back where it's mostly agricultural and just vacant land, right? So I have no idea if it's going to affect us, but apparently we were told that it will. But as you can see, this is the land there across the road. We're fine because we have no dwellings there, we've got no structures there, so it's fine. But what I'm thinking, what about these people here? Are they expected to move back 10 meters? Like, I don't know what they're going to do, but
apparently the Department of Main Roads is going to, if your land is affected, they basically buy the land off you, right? So and that's another thing. I don't know how they work that out. So number 2, tax on unused or vacant land. 2 years ago, a new land tax act was introduced. Mostly affects just people that have vacant or unused land. So if you have vacant land, what they want to do is tax you 0.3% of the value of your land, right? If you continue to hold that land for another 3 years, then that 0.3 goes up another 0.3%. So effectively, every 3 years, your tax bill goes up 0.3, and that caps off at 3%. So if we go back to the original purpose of me buying this land, the original purpose was to gift it to my daughter. So I was happy just to let this thing just sit here and do nothing, right? But this new land tax was a spanner in the works. So when we found out about this, I went to my missus and I said, look, talk with your family and see if they want to do anything with this place, right? So bits and pieces have been done. They've planted all sorts of crops. Nothing that will make us exempt from the land tax, but slow and steady wins the race, as they say. But what they have done, check this out. Believe it or not, they're raising fighting chickens, fighting roosters. Check this out. Ooh.
Kramer, cockfighting is illegal. Only in the United States.
So I have no idea how many roosters there are here, but it's a lot. There's more than 20, I guess. Now this sort of hobby or whatever you call it, it's very widespread in these parts of Thailand, especially like if your income is sort of derived from farming and things like that. The income that you get is going to be lower than, for example, Bangkok or the major cities. So this kind of hobby can potentially turn into a lucrative entrepreneurial side hustle, if that makes sense. So this is the ring. I don't know what it's made of, but it folds up or rolls up into a ball or whatever, and this is where they fight. I'm not sure of the legalities of this sport in Thailand. I'm pretty sure it's legal. The only thing that I would imagine is sort of like a grey area or not allowed is the gambling side. So if there's a venue that has cockfighting, then the gambling part is probably frowned upon, if not illegal. All right, so that's what's happening with the land. So I have no idea if this if this chicken thing is going to exempt us from the unused land tax, but I guess it'll be fun finding out, I guess. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, the land next door is for sale. Well, actually, it's always been for sale, but at the right price. So our land is about just over 1 rai, right? So 40 meters by 40 meters, something like that. And the land next door, it borders our land on this side and then continues for a little bit more, right? So it's quite long, but it's unusual because in terms of street frontage, it's probably, I'm not a mathematician, but it's probably like 20 meters. So it's nothing. It's a weird piece of land. And they want 800,000 baht for it. So I don't know where they got that number from, but for me, it's a lot. However, the only reason why I would consider buying this land is because you can it's obviously joined with the current property, right? So, I mean, this is pie in the sky stuff. Like, at the moment, we're entertaining the idea, but not serious about it, right? Reason being, number one, the uncertainty about the widening of the highway. Number two, the price. And number three, this whole land tax thing. Because at the moment, with the current situation here, like, we are not sure if we're going to be exempt from the land tax excise, right? So if we delve into a new piece of land, we'll be up for just more tax, and it's just a headache. Alright, I think that's it for the update. So as you can see, semi-eventful last 12 months. Let's see what happens the next 12 months. We've got a few things going on here. Hopefully it all goes well. Alright guys, that's it from me. Off to get some food with the in-laws. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.